In today's news, Premier Wheatley hints at more visa waivers. Maythar questions decision-making that led to $100 million loan. Health Ministry to benefit from loan. Dawson defends $100 million loan. Walk for the Cure residents encouraged to support the 13th annual event. The climate mosquito connection. We have the details of that, as well as tracking Hurricane KIRK. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Attention Anegada residents! Attention Anegada residents! CCT is coming to you! That's right! CCT will be visiting Anegada every third Wednesday of the month. Need to pay your bill? Sign up for a new service? Or have a customer service concern? CCT has got you covered! No need to leave the island. CCT is here to make staying connected easier than ever. Mark your calendars for every third Wednesday starting October 16th and visit us for all your CCT service needs. For more information, call us at 444-4444 or follow us on any of our social media pages. See you soon, Anegada.
Rashford made it. Manchester United have come from behind to lead.
At home or on the go, watch CCT Live. Download our app and carry your favorite TV shows, news, or live sports anywhere you go. Visit cctbvi.com/live, select your package, and tune in.
Hello everyone and welcome to this edition of 284 News. It is Friday, October 4th, 2024. I'm Ron Grant, bringing you the very latest out of Tortola in the Virgin Islands. A happy Friday is wished to each and every one of you. Thank you all so much for joining us. Beginning our newscast, following the recent decision to grant visa-free access to Guyanese nationals, the government of the Virgin Islands is now considering extending the same privilege to citizens of the Dominican Republic and Jamaica. Premier Dr. the Honorable Natalia D. Wheatley announced at a press conference on Monday that the government is actively exploring the possibility of removing visa requirements for these two nations, further opening the British Virgin Islands to regional travelers. The move comes after the BVI recently lifted visa requirements for Guyanese nationals, addressing long-standing frustrations faced by Guyanese residents who were required to apply for visas to remain in the territory, even as work permit holders. Premier Wheatley hinted that the Dominican Republic could be the next country to benefit from the visa-free access, noting ongoing discussions with top officials from the country.
The Dominican Republic is a massive economic power in this hemisphere, and it makes sense for us to have a relationship with them. Obviously, we have historic ties. We have deeper ties with the Dominican Republic than we have with Guyana. We have many persons who've gone to the Dominican Republic to work. This is back, of course, before we had our modern economy, when we had to go cut cane and work in the sugar factories, etc. So we have historic and familial ties. And the Dominican Republic, as it pertains to their economy, it's massive. And of course, we have also great opportunities for tourism with the Dominican Republic. A lot of persons, I'm not sure how much they know about how much of an economic power the Dominican Republic is. So a lot of the same things I said about Guyana would apply to the Dominican Republic.
The addition to the Dominican Republic, the government could soon be assessing the visa requirements for the island of Jamaica, the only English-speaking Caribbean country that still requires a visa for entry into the BVI. With the BVI recently announcing plans to become a member of the Caribbean community, Premier Wheatley noted that visa-free travel for CARICOM members states should be, or would rather, be a natural step in fostering stronger regional integration.
We have many Jamaican nationals here in the Virgin Islands who are making a wonderful contribution to our economy. I know when that visa restriction came on, it's in recent memory that visa restriction came on. I think it might have been in response to some unfortunate incidents or criminal activity by some Jamaican nationals here. In which that decision was taken. But I think as we go on and on, we have to evaluate on a case-by-case basis. We have to take a look, just like what was done for Guyana, we have to take a look at the amount of denials we are having, whatever challenges we might have as it pertains to any particular national, do our evaluation and make a decision, especially as it pertains to the benefits that can be accrued based on lifting the visa access.
Dr. Wheatley, who is also the Minister for Tourism, said he wants to ensure that the BVI has a logical regime that properly assesses which countries should require visas to enter the BVI and which should not. He further emphasized that new technologies are available to assist in the vetting of visitors, potentially reducing the need for traditional visa requirements in certain areas.
We want a regime that makes sense. We want a regime that makes sense. For instance, you can't tell me why Guyana should have a visa restriction and St. Vincent shouldn't have a visa restriction. For me, there was no logical reason why that could take place. And we could also, when we do the analysis, look at Jamaica and see, well, why would Jamaica have a visa restriction and some other country does not? You know, so we need to be able to rationalize that for ourselves. Like we have a visa restriction on Jamaica, but we don't have one on Trinidad. You know, and we know that we have some challenges coming out of Trinidad as it pertains to some security issues. So first thing we have to do is rationalize our visa regime. We also have to recognize there are other tools for us. You know, this is not back in the 1970s or the 1980s. We have tools, we have information sharing.
At-large representative, the Honorable Stacey Mather, has questioned the decision-making process and management plans for the government's $100 million loan, including concerns over the exploration of alternative lending options. Mather questioned whether the government had approached the Caribbean Development Bank, noting its successful involvement in previous projects like Fish Bay Road. One key area he highlighted is that the CDB's interest rate might be more favorable at 5.9% compared to the proposed 6.5%.
The Premier was very adamant. We went to a local bank. And my colleagues on the far left and right of me said, perhaps go to Social Security. But Madam Speaker, in business, don't you explore other options? So my question is, did we go to the CDB? Fish Bay Road and other projects from 2016 come forward were done by the CDB. The CDB has a process, Madam Speaker. Did the Ministry of Finance approach the CDB? Was the interest rate from the CDB higher than that is being offered now? Because when I did my research, someone told me, when I looked, it was about 5.9 versus 6.5 that we're bringing in here, Madam Speaker. But again, as my colleague said before, am I here speaking on option 1 or option 2? It's like when you go to buy a car, Madam Speaker. Do you go to the bank and they tell you which car you can get? And then you choose the one they tell you? Or do you walk into the bank and say, I want a red one? Or in this case, was it the green one?
Mather also highlighted the CDB's established protocols for project management, oversight, as well as procurement policies, and he questioned whether this mandatory oversight was a deterrent for the government. Additionally, he also noted that CDB's access to technical assistance from across the region as a significant benefit that could have been used.
So the CDB, I'm not making an advertisement for them. They have protocols. Was the government not confident in meeting the project management and oversight protocols? Were they not happy with the benefits that would have come from a project managed by the CDB? Madam Speaker, you like Fish Bay Road, I like it. It's standing up. I do. The procurement policies from a bank like that, its disbursement guidelines, its evaluation and assessment tools, Madam Speaker, those are great things because it will keep the project within the procurement policies. The guidelines of how bidding and contract management and evaluation criteria, everything, it will be laid out and they'll be managed outside. It will tell you when to pay out, how much to pay out, whether it's met the requirements to be paid out. Sounds like good governance. It has evaluation and assessment tools. Madam Speaker, I like that. I didn't hear the Premier mention it, and I'm hoping he does. Were they approached?
Matha further noted that concerns about the threat of losing public trust if there are lapses in transparency surrounding, of course, how the money is being used. Up next, viewers, we have much more on the local scene. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
He hit me. Will CG cover this?
Don't worry. Remember when I was in that competitive arm wrestling circuit? 3-time champion, baby! I did feel bad crushing all those arms and dreams. So I took them all out for ice cream, and then we got crushed. Anyway, CG handled my claims fast.
That explains the arm.
The best cover for the best value. CG Insurance. Good like that.
Orange alert! Orange alert!
Fire is spreading across the BVI. The fastest, most reliable, and affordable fiber internet service is here for you. Look out for fire in these new locations: Slaney, Duff Bottom, Manual Reef, Steakhouse Bay, Albion, Hannah's, Palestina, Pleasant Valley, and Havers. Fiber is in your area. Call 444-4444 or visit a CCT store to find out more and bring it home. More locations coming soon.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for sticking with us. Moving right along, during a recent sitting of the House of Assembly of the Virgin Islands, Minister for Health and Social Development, the Honorable Vincent O. Wheatley, spoke about the funding being allocated towards his ministry from the government's recently approved $100 million loan. While expressing his aim of having the funding available much sooner, he said he was pleased to see the allocation within the loan.
When I became minister last year, which was my first budget cycle as minister, I put a number of things in the 2023-24 budget. Unfortunately, Madam Speaker, that money wasn't made available until now, out of hope to have the funding for these projects last year. And then I didn't get it in the budget. I was hoping to get it in the SAP. I didn't get it in the SAP. But Madam Speaker, I see some of the funding now in this loan. It was not my decision to have this funding in the loan, but the powers that be who controls the finances and budget, I guess they thought it prudent to put that funding in the loan. Be it as it may, Madam Speaker, money is money, as I'm concerned, when it comes to getting things done. Madam Speaker, I want to start because in the loan, it has a number 3, Dr. D. Orlando Smith Hospital Improvement Plan. Madam Speaker, I think it is probably not properly named. I would have called it HSA. If I had my way, I would call it HSA Improvement Plan because it's to be used, in my opinion, for HSA, not just the Dr. D. Orlando Smith Hospital.
He further expressed his disappointment in the fact that the Dr. D. Orlando Smith Hospital still has not properly been rebranded since being renamed.
The hospital, Madam Speaker, was named. The new building that was built around 2014, dedicated around 2014, was named the Dr. 14-15, somewhere around it. The new building was named in 2019 to the Dr. D. Orlando Smith Hospital, according to the resolution brought by the then Minister for Health, Honorable Marlon Penn. And Madam Speaker, I don't think that was an overnight decision. If you listen to the resolution, it said the old part shall remain as People's, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, and the new part is to be named Dr. D. Orlando Smith Hospital, based on his service to this country, I think as a first surgeon, and also as a politician. Very, very, very nice person. Madam Speaker, I don't know why, if you know you're going to rename or name that building, you didn't make sure that the name was on it. It couldn't have been an overnight decision to get up one day and rename the building. There must have been discussions held before that resolution was read in this House. I know, Madam Speaker, it is the biggest talk. It's been a talk for years. That was in 2019. The same member came back in 2023, I think, for another year. And the building, the name still wasn't put on that building. And you hear the complaints and you hear all of it. Madam Speaker, it's my intention, we've already started the preparatory work to make sure that that building, name and honor of that great man, his name be put on that building, and that the building be given a facelift. I've been working with the team, and I asked them how soon can they get this thing out of tender or RFP, whatever they want to do, but let's get it done.
Additionally, the health minister spoke on funding to address infrastructural issues at the Nurse Iris O'Neill Clinic in Virgin Gorda.
Madam Speaker, there are $4 million in here, and I do believe some of it might have been earmarked for various things, because we know the building has empty spaces. Some spaces haven't been used. Some of the roof might be leaking. So, Madam Speaker, we have to make the whole space in that building operational. And this money would go towards that. So, Madam Speaker, I would have renamed this heading HSA Development Plan. Because, Madam Speaker, we had a meeting over in Virgin Gorda a few weeks ago, HSA, and the residents there brought a few things to mind that they would like to see done. And I told them that there was some money coming, and I'll try and get as many of those things addressed as possible. I think one of them was a leaking roof in the Iris O'Neill Clinic. And I was made to understand the reason why they couldn't properly outfit the clinic, because the water now, the water ingress is going from the roof onto the floor, now downstairs. And Madam Speaker, I'm not sure, I don't think it just started. But some of this money, Madam Speaker, is going to go towards that vexing issue.
Junior Minister for Agriculture, Dr. the Honorable Carl Dawson, during a recent sitting of the House of Assembly, debated of the $100 million loan, addressed what he called the games of politics. He was at the time sharing that no matter how good such initiatives are for the development of the people and the territory, the opposition seems to always find a reason to downplay its success.
Madam Speaker, I am coming to understand the rules of play in the House, the politics. I'm coming to understand it. It put me back in the mind of a friend of mine, Madam Speaker, when I was in the higher education world. And 2015, I mentioned to some of my colleagues I was contesting electoral politics, and one friend in Barbados said, "Carl, I think that's for you, man. You ain't come like a politician." And maybe she's right. Time will tell. Because it seems that as a politician, there are some scripts or songbooks that you are committed to read or sing out of regardless, depending on which side you are on. So, Madam Speaker, we have for the last year and a half been complaining about sewage, been complaining about roads, been complaining about a number of things in this territory. And we have an opportunity now to get some funds to address them, and the opposition feels that they must continue to sing out of that this government presented a can't be good songbook.
Additionally, Honorable Dawson spoke on the lack of faith some members had in the government attaining the loan, and noted that despite their political differences, his government will ensure that funding is provided to address critical areas, even in districts of opposition members.
Madam Speaker, this very measure that we are here discussing today, and I would even of needs be called upon the recorders of the House. We would have had times we were in the House recently, Madam Speaker, where members would say, "Don't worry about that because it ain't coming. I ain't gonna see it before the end of this year." All these sorts of comments were coming, Madam Speaker. And we were all here listening to them, and yet, Madam Speaker, here here we are debating it. $100 million, Madam Speaker, to help the territory. We, as was pointed out, we borrowed $65 million after Irma. And the member for the 8 pointed out how effective it was through the help of the RDA to get projects done. And those projects that we are seeking to do now, Madam Speaker, these are projects across the territory that we are not going to pave a road, reach down to Fort Byrd or whatever the boundary is down there, jump over past Cox Heath into the 4th District and omit the 3rd.
Up next, viewers, we have much more on the local scene. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Rashford made it. Manchester United have come from behind to lead.
At home or on the go, watch CCT Live. Download our app and carry your favorite TV shows, news, or live sports anywhere you go. Visit cctbvi.com/live, select your package, and tune in.
Attention Anegada residents! Attention Anegada residents! CCT is coming to you! That's right! CCT will be visiting Anegada every 3rd Wednesday of the month. Need to pay your bill? Sign up for a new service? Or have a customer service concern? CCT has got you covered! No need to leave the island. CCT is here to make staying connected easier than ever. Mark your calendars for every 3rd Wednesday starting October 16th and visit us for all your CCT service needs. For more information, call us at 444-4444 or follow us on any of our social media pages. See you soon, Anegada!
At Higher BVI, we're not just about business. We're about empowering lives, and that is because we aspire to inspire. By choosing us, you're supporting a company that believes in equal opportunities, diversity, and community growth. Our mission goes beyond profit. It's about providing HR solutions, fostering talent, and leaving a positive impact. Join us in building a better future, a better BVI. Choose Higher BVI, where your support isn't just a transaction, it's a transformation. Together, we're changing lives in these beautiful Virgin Islands.
There are many ways to enjoy life, like so many ways to count on Popular.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for sticking with us. Moving right along, this weekend residents of the British Virgin Islands are being urged to show their support for the 13th annual CIBC Caribbean Walk for the Cure, the very largest fundraiser benefiting the BVI Cancer Society to date. The event will take place this Saturday, October 5th, starting at 5:30 a.m. from the CIBC Caribbean branch in Wickham-Ski, Tortola, Road Town. At a recent presentation, BVI Cancer Society President Miss Gloria Foy encouraged individuals to support as well as businesses as registering for the event. Registration is $25 and includes a light breakfast as well as an event t-shirt, subject to availability. Foy emphasized the importance of early registration to, of course, ensure participation within this very worthy cause.
Our Walk for the Cure is this Saturday, and if you haven't done so already, please register. Claim your shirt, spread the word, and join us at 5:30 a.m. right here Saturday. Where? At CIBC, 5:30 a.m. in the morning. For those watching online, you can save time on Saturday morning by registering now. You can pick up a registration form at the bank or at the BVI Cancer Society. You can also request a registration form via email to Fabian over here at fabian.devonish@cibcfcib.com. I look forward to seeing you there.
Mr. Fabian Devonish, branch manager of the Retail, Platinum, and Business Banking and Walk Manager for CIBC Caribbean revealed the ambitious goal of $75,000, which would set a record for funds raised in the BVI since the initiative began. Demnish highlighted that the proceeds from the event would significantly contribute to cancer prevention, early detection, treatment support, and raising awareness across the Virgin Islands.
The funds generated from the walk are used primarily to assist with the purchase and maintenance of equipment used in the diagnosis and treatment of cancer patients. They are also used to provide assistance, care, and counseling to patients and their families, as well as to raise awareness and stress the importance of early detection through education campaigns across the region. This year, a portion of the funds will be used towards a data collection and analysis initiative undertaken in partnership with the BVI Cancer Society and conducted by the Epidemiology and Disease Surveillance Unit within the Public Health.
The slate of activities will culminate with a special addition to this year's campaign, the Sunset Cruise for the Cure. This cruise, held in partnership with Metro Tours and Cruises, will take place on Saturday, October 12th, aboard the party boat MV Playtime. The cruise, featuring music by DJ Push Pop and Carly Cartel, will depart the Silby Rumney Tortola Pier Park at 6 p.m. and return at 9 p.m. Participants are encouraged to get involved, whether through the Walk for the Cure or the Sunset Cruise, to help make a positive impact within the fight against cancer within the Virgin Islands. Warmer temperatures and irregular rainfall patterns create ideal breeding conditions for mosquitoes, lending, of course, to a long perceived link between the traditional rainy season and outbreaks of diseases such as dengue fever, chikungunya, and Zika. Experts fear that this trend, exacerbated by the extreme weather events, could have devastating consequences for the region's health infrastructure. Dr. James Fletcher, the founder of the Caribbean Climate Justice Project, is among those sounding the alarm. Mosquitoes, which are cold-blooded, are sensitive, highly sensitive, that is, to temperature changes. As the air gets warmer, so does their body temperature, speeding up to their metabolism. This makes mosquitoes more active and hungrier, which translate to more bites and a higher risk of spreading diseases. They said, and I quote, "So now we have mosquitoes feeding more aggressively, increasing the possibility of dengue spreading." For years, the Caribbean rainy season has been linked to mosquito-borne diseases, with standing water from heavy rains providing ideal mosquito breeding sites. However, in recent years, these mosquito outbreaks have become more severe, especially during extreme heat, which we are, of course, experiencing at this time. The need for stronger public health measures has never been more urgent, as demonstrated by recent incidents within the region. CARFRA reported a 200-fold increase in suspected dengue cases across the Caribbean in early 2024 compared to the previous year. Dr. Fletcher also warns that if current patterns continue, the region could see the return of other diseases. He said, and I quote, heaven forbid, we see malaria making a comeback. He cautioned and emphasized the broader health risk posed by the climate change. Hurricane KIRK, a powerful Category 4 storm, has begun to weaken slightly as it moves northwestward in the Atlantic Ocean, the National Hurricane Center reported Friday. As of Friday morning, KIRK was located approximately 975 miles east-northeast of the northern Leeward Islands, with maximum sustained winds near 140 miles per hour. The NHC forecast that the hurricane will turn toward the north and northeast this weekend. While no immediate threats to land exist, the NHC warned that swells generated by KIRK are spreading westward across the Atlantic. These swells, viewers, could reach the east coast of the United States and the Bahamas by Sunday, potentially creating dangerous conditions for boaters. Meteorologists expect KIRK to experience small intensity fluctuations throughout Friday. However, a weakening trend is forecast to begin on Saturday and continue throughout early next week. Despite the projected weakening, KIRK remains a strong storm. Residents and visitors in potentially affected areas are advised to stay informed about the hurricane's progress and, of course, heed any warnings or advisories issued by local authorities. Viewers, that is it for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for your daily news updates. It's at tweet4media.com, and of course on our WhatsApp channel for daily updates, as well as to like us on Facebook at Tweet4Media and Tweet4BVI on Instagram and X, formerly Twitter. I'm Ron Grant. Do have a safe and enjoyable evening as well as a weekend. Happy Friday. Goodbye.